Hi guys, hope you're good. Welcome to Brisbane. It's going to be a nice day outside. So I'm doing a quick video update. I don't know whether you've been watching my old videos. I leased a Volkswagen e-Transporter, which is basically an electric van, and I had nothing but problems with it. It was marketed at being able to do 82 miles on a charge. After about 3 months it dropped down, and it was dropping and dropping. It was getting to, I think it got to 76, then it got to 64. So I complained to them and I said, there's something wrong with this van. Either a cell's died in the battery or something. Anyway, the van, 8 weeks it took to send the van back. They got the van back. It went back because I was driving it down the street and it just died in the middle of the road. All the power steering went and everything. I had to get a recovery truck to come and recover it. They took it back. They just did a system reset on it. They didn't even check why it died in the middle of the street. And they said, right, your van's ready for collection. So I said, well, what's wrong with it? And they said, nothing's wrong with it. So I said, well, what did it show up on the fault codes? Oh, we didn't check any fault codes, we just reset it. So then I argued with them, look, I don't want the van anymore. If you're saying there's nothing wrong with it, you're saying it's charging fine. They said to me, the van isn't charging to 82 miles on the clock because it's learned how you drive. Now, I've never heard so much bullshit in all my life. I've never heard of an electric vehicle learning how far it can travel. So they're saying, because I was carrying my goods, which is classed as a courier vehicle, so I'm only carrying my tools, and I've not got loads of heavy tools, just basically my hand tools, my hand power tools. So it wasn't even a lot of weight. I'd say it was probably a quarter of a ton, if that. And they said, no, it's learned how much you're carrying, it's learned how far it can drive. So they had it for, I think it's 7 to 10 days, something like that. They only managed to get it to charge to 65 miles. So I said, look, that's not right. You've marketed it as being able to do 82 miles. It can only do 60. You can only get it to charge 65. It might have been 67. Don't quote me. It was a long while ago now. Anyway, they gave it me back, and I had two options: either take them to court or stick it out and just give it them back at the end of the 2 years. So we decided to go travelling. So one of my friends said, I'll take it on for you. I could do with a little van. It'll do me for what I need. Anyway, he took it on. We went travelling. We was travelling for about 8 or 9 months in total. And I phoned him up towards the end and said, how's it going? He went, mate, I've not drove it for a couple of months. It's crap. So I said, oh, God. Anyway, he said it's not charging again. It's only charging to 50 odd miles. Anyway, I flew back to the UK, picked it up, checked it out. It was only charging to 55 miles. Bearing in mind, it's middle of winter now, so batteries are crap in the cold. So I charged it up. It got to 55 miles. I had to drive from Manchester to Formby. It's not even a long drive. It's probably a 30-40 minute drive. Drove there. Had to charge up when I got there. Bear in mind, it's about £17 to charge at a rapid charger now. So I charged it up overnight, got into it, turned the engine on, seen 10 miles dropped off the clock because it was cold. I turned the heaters on to defrost it. So I lost 10 miles. So I was down to 40 odd miles. Drove to Formby, charged it up there, picked up what I needed to pick up, then came back to Manchester, had to charge it up again. So that was 3 charges within the time of like 4 hours. So £17 a charge, all adds up. What's that, 714? 50 odd quid. So yeah, wasn't happy. 50 quid, call it. Wasn't happy with that. So then I got in touch with them. I said, look, how long's left on this van? I need to send it back. So they said, oh, you've got another 2 months. So I said, and what's the charge if I send it back early? So they said, £130. I went, great, do it. I'll send it back. I just don't want it anymore. I said, it's not been driven for a couple of months, which it hadn't because my friend had took it on driving it. The woman says to me, oh, you can't. So I said, why? So she said, you've got a complaint against us about this vehicle, which I did. I phoned up and kicked off and said, it's not been drove for a couple of months. This isn't good enough. It's not fit for purpose. I want to send it back. So she said, no, you can't send it back. You can't pay us £130 to send it back. You'll have to keep hold of it until we're done with our investigation, which they've got up to 8 weeks to do. I said, it's only got 2 months left on it. So what are you going to do? Make me pay 2 months until this investigation's done? She went, well, I can't help you with that. So then hung up the phone with her because she was like talking to a piece of wood. Sent them an email. Absolutely ripped him a new arsehole because by this point, I don't give a shit. I've had enough of the van. Took all the shit off him. I said, I'm not paying you. I'm not paying the 2 months lease. They've probably given me bad credit for it. I said, I'm not paying it. I'm not paying the 2 months lease. I've offered you the £130 to cancel it. You've refused to take that. I'm now out of contract. You've broke the terms and conditions of the contract. You've refused to allow me to terminate early, which is in the contract. So I'm not paying you. I don't owe you the money. Come and collect your vehicle. Anyway, I got just a generic, we'll be in touch with blah, blah, blah. Give us 8 weeks. So just parked the van up, phoned them up. I said, the van's uninsured. It's parked on a car park there. Come and get it. I'm out of contract now. So I sent them the formal letter from myself saying, terminated the contract. You've breached the terms and conditions. You've not lived up to the expectations of the contract, basically. You're not allowing me to terminate early and everything. The vehicle was not fit for purpose. I couldn't use it. I'm not paying you any more for it. They said, well, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't uninsure it. I said, well, I can. It's not my vehicle now. It's your vehicle. You've leased it to me. It's not fit for purpose. You've broken the terms and conditions of the contract. So, left them with it. Left the vehicle parked up. The 2 months expired. Still hadn't heard back of them. So I phoned them up again. I went, are you coming to collect this vehicle? Because it's BCA, which is British Car Auctions. They actually do with collections. Yep, no problem. We'll come and collect that. So BCA came out, collected the van. About a week after, in fact, it might have been 2 or 3 weeks after, I just lost sick of care, and as long as it was gone, it was gone. I get an email off the same guy, Rob Castle, who was dealing with my first complaints, who said there's nothing wrong with the van. And he said, hi, Anthony, sorry about this. They shouldn't have said, no, you can't cancel it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe those 2 months. I thought, well, don't give a shit, mate. You've got the van back anyway. You weren't getting the money. Not bothered. So I said, right, I'll accept that as full and final settlement. And they're major words when you've got a contract. I'll accept that, terminating the contract, wiping those last two payments that I should have made as full and final settlement. So he actioned it. It was wiped. Done. About 3 weeks after that, I get another email. In fact, I think it was from a debt collector. You owe us £250 for this vehicle. So I said, what for? And they said, oh, well, there's a small dent in the back side panel or something. So I said, no. That was dealt with in full and final settlement. You should have addressed those issues when I said full and final settlement instead of actioning the cancellation. So they said, no, that's not what happened. We just actioned that. But when you've got that, when I've said I will accept your terms as full and final settlement, that means I'm accepting his offer of terminating the contract in full and final settlement. Nothing else can be added on top. So they said, well, no, that's not right. Yours that 250. I said, well, take me to court. I said, I'll see you in court. I've agreed to accept your offer, which is compensation offer for messing me about on the contract. They breached the terms and conditions of the contract. So by rights, I was in the right because they'd breached their own terms of their contract. So I said, I'll tell you what, take me to court. I've got it in writing off Rob Castle that he will terminate the contract. And I said, I will accept that in full and final settlement. So when you go to court, you show them that, look, there's his offer. There's my offer back. It's full and final. Nothing else can go on top. You can't do me for anything else. He accepted it and he terminated the contract. That's classed as estoppel by acquiescence. That means because he's done that, he's accepted your offer. If he actions it, he's accepted my offer. So I said, I'll see you in court. I said, I'm not bothered. I don't give a shit about my credit score. I'm not interested one bit. You do whatever you want to do. Next thing, this debt collector's sending me messages. So I told them basically, I actually wrote in it, you can get fucked. You're not getting any money off me. Don't care about my credit score. You don't have that ammunition to hit me with. About 2 weeks after that, I get an email off Rob Castle. Anthony, I didn't see that in your things. I've wiped that £250 bill. So they're just absolute scum. Volkswagen are absolute scum. They leased me a vehicle that was a piece of shit. They pulled it from the market about 6 to 7 months after they had it on the market, leaving all of the customers who had leased these vehicles with these shit vans that weren't fit for purpose. And they knew it, or they wouldn't have pulled it from the market while everyone else is pushing electric vehicles out. So if you look on YouTube, there's loads of videos of people that just slagging these electric transporter vans off. They're just crap. And Volkswagen had the balls to stick it out and say, no, you've got our van, you can keep it, you can pay us. So really, it was down to all of us people. We should have got together and done like a legal case against them. I can't think of the name for it, but you all get together and do a big prosecution against them because they just sold shit and took money off people. So finally, I'm rid of the electric e-transporter, and Volkswagen will never ever get my customer again. I wouldn't trust them for the world. They're just a horrible company to deal with. This is the thing with big corporations. When you know something's wrong with a product, you should accept it and say, right, we hold our hands up, we've made a mistake. They're worth billions. And I think they sold 100 of these vans. Just give everyone the money back. It's just scruffy. I should have given it back the first time, and I said I want everything back, I want my deposit back. And he said, no, we're not giving you a deposit. So I kind of stuck it out. I thought, oh, well, I'll claim the van back in my tax at the end of the year anyway. So I'll get the money back. But it just caused that much shit in my business, having to charge up 2 hours a day during your working hours. It just wasn't worth it. I should just give it them back at the first opportunity. But if you're thinking about getting credit or anything with Volkswagen, or you're thinking about leasing vehicles, don't get one of the electric ones. Just stay away from electric vans. They're absolute dog shit. And the charging network in the UK is the same. Stay away. So, we're all done with e-transporters. You've poisoned me against electric vehicles. I'll never have one again. Stick to good old diesel. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll find something else for you to moan at. If you've had a problem with electric van and you've got the same as me, put it in the comments, let us know. We can all share our pain together. Right, everyone, I'm going to go and do a bit of rendering at the library. So, take care, thanks for watching, and hit that subscribe button, please.